Welcome in, everyone, to another session of The Second Chances. You can catch us live on Twitch every Monday at about 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, both at my Twitch, which you can find the link down below, as well as over at twitch.tv/Escalia, Eskalia. Before we get into it, I do want to send some thank yous first to Critical Role for creating the wonderful world of Exandria that we are playing in, specifically using the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount until our heroes decide to go elsewhere. And a special thank you to Reliquary Records, who's providing all the music that you're hearing tonight. They just had a new rock metal album that came out called Tiberian Nexus. You can find it on all major streaming platforms, so do go and give it a check. If you are a streamer, it is DMCA free. With that, let's do a little bit of a recap. As our heroes, the Second Chances, have returned from Bisaitile and solved a missing person / monster infestation in Odessalo, they returned to Rexentrim with their new friend in tow, Balthazar. And upon coming back, they decided to have a nice night out, a spa day, if you will, that ended a little bit prematurely as some secrets that maybe weren't necessarily secrets got out. Balthazar confessed to Kieran that he is actually a changeling and is both Balthazar and Roy, and whose real name is Kas. Kieran reacted a bit harshly to that, and Balthazar exited the group and went to have some words with Gil, their patron, which maybe didn't go the way that Kieran was hoping. And the next morning, they all got an invitation to go and meet two very powerful members from the Cerberus Assembly, the Archmage of Civic Influence, Astrid Beck, and the Archmage of Antiquities, Professor Elena Burnwhite. Heading up to the Solstice Academy, they went through and up to the office of the Archmage of Antiquity, and without knocking, Rosalind just decided to walk right in. So,
I forgot that I did that.
Rosalind, if you could please make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Yeah, sure.
What are you?
All right, let me grab my character sheet here. I completely
Use an
forgot that I had
inspiration.
oh yeah, I got plenty of them. Yeah, I'll use an inspiration. 17.
Okay. I will keep that in mind. As you
That's
open the door,
not assuring.
As you open the door, you are immediately greeted with a impressive office / study. The walls on all sides and up about 20 feet are covered in books. There are a few sections in them where there's like some bust of some sort of statue or, an artifact of some type that you are sure is expensive, probably dangerous, and very magical. You see a large desk that seems to be equal parts oaken, but is also covered with some sort of jeweled designs in some way, as if they had been inlaid into the wood itself. Standing behind the desk with the chair pushed back amongst a stained glass window that's showing some sort of ancient magical feat of some type. In front of it, standing there, hands down, looking up at you, deadpanned, you see Elena Burnwhite, an older woman, Archmage of Antiquity, as well as a professor here at the Solstice Academy. She wears a slimming, slender dress that accentuates her full figure. Black with a single silver stripe down the left side and across her midsection. You see a blue sapphire pendant around her neck. Her hair is pulled up into several braids that join together into a perfectly constructed bun on the back with not a single strand of hair out of place. She has a piercing, almost stone-like glare and carries herself with an authority that you have rarely seen.
Rosalind immediately has like one of those moments of immediately realizing the faux pas the moment she does it, and just like goes, my bad, and closes the door again and then knocks at it.
Okay, let's Let's
Come
try
in,
this
Miss
again.
Lorest Chance. I assume that is you in the second chances.
She opens the door this time. Yep, that's us.
Yes,
Sorry.
I figured. Adventurers tend not to have much in the way of manners.
I'm
please.
sorry. As she walks in this time, she's like, I'm sorry. This place is a lot. It's not like my home.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay.
She's like definitely rambling. Like she's fucked up.
Yep. She just kind of stands up straight, outstretches one finger, and just kind of like motions for you all to come in. If I were to give you an idea of sort of like the vibes that you get off of her, imagine the captain from Treasure Planet meets Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
That's concerning.
So
That's BBEG energy.
I know, right?
as each of you enter, I am going to need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Do I need to make another wisdom saving throw?
Nope, you've already failed. Sorry,
Oh.
you've already made your roll.
Well, now I know if I.
Oh, good.
Oh, damn, Kieran, nice job.
23.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I rolled 19.
Ooh, +2. Dirty 20.
Okay. Hermia?
What's 16 plus 6?
22.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. So as each of you kind of come in and sort of line up, she steps out from the front of her desk and kind of walks out to sort of meet each of you in this. And it's a pretty spacious office, but still with 6 of you sort of lined up, it's in the presence that she has, it is definitely kind of a bit stuffy in here. She kind of sits on the front of her desk, crosses her arms, and kind of looks over each of you. She points to Leaf, Kieran, and Maeve. Leaf, Kieran, and Hermia, and says, none of you need speak when asked questions. The rest of you, and points to the other 3, you can be the spokespeople for this.
Wow, okay.
I have a feeling a zone of truth has been cast.
Yeah.
Smart girl.
Just a feeling.
Cool.
Now, this meeting wasn't just called for myself. We are going to be joined by Miss Beck in a moment, once I send a message to her that you have arrived. But first, I thought that I would get to know you a bit better. So, she looks to Maeve. Tell me a bit about this oracle of yours.
Am I correct that zone of truth is being applied?
Yes.
Okay.
Leo, Roz, and Maeve. You cannot lie. You don't necessarily have to tell the whole truth,
Right.
but you
But we
cannot
cannot
lie.
speak a falsehood.
Correct.
Got it.
I have only met the Oracle recently, and it was the Oracle that gave us our mission to be together in the first place.
That mission is...
To seek out areas with great change and help close the portals that come up as a result.
Which is what happened in Baisei Tile, I presume.
And here.
And that is correct.
Ah, yes, your, the festival, I believe. The attempted assassination on Miss Beck.
Correct.
I had heard passing rumors about it, but Miss Beck did not think to give much credence to your claims. But when I got word from Uther Prent in Baisei Tile of, she looks at you, Rosalind. Well, we won't use the words that he used, but rest assured you don't have to worry about Uther Prent. The king sent him up there to be Starosta of a backwater bunch of elves in hopes that one day he'll just die off, which is where he will remain until that happens. But after hearing the rest of the news that you were able to close this portal, I have to say, it intrigued me. So I'd love to know just a little bit more. What exactly is causing this?
Well, our information is pretty limited on that. Something of a weakening between worlds. Each of these portals leads to another world, like where I'm from. So
the
we think
Oracle hasn't told you why this is happening?
not the details of like the how and the why, just that worlds are beginning to collide.
So it's entirely possible that it is causing them and you are perhaps facilitating them in some way? If you have the power to close them, do you not think that you would also perhaps have the ability to open them?
We have not seen the ability to open them, but...
Have you tried?
No, our goal is to close them.
But everywhere that you've gone to close them, they didn't open until you were there.
I mean, in fairness, the first one opened like right around the same time I got here, so...
Right. You claim to be from a different world altogether.
No, I am from a different world altogether.
Interesting.
She's like, hey, Zone of Truth is kind of cool. People have to believe me when I say that now. I didn't get called a liar for once.
Yeah, her eyes just kind of like dart from person to person. Like you can feel her sizing each of you up, taking stock of every detail. She smiles at you, Kieran. She lingers a bit long on Leaf, as well as on Hermia. Hermia, make a perception or insight check, your choice.
Okay, one sec. They're both the same. 15 plus 6, 21.
Okay. You, for as long as she's staring at you, you don't think that it's you that she's interested in. You feel her eyes darting back to your sword.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
Well, let me go ahead and get Miss Beck over here. For the time being, you can go ahead and take a seat. And she reaches onto her desk and grabs a few quills, tosses them onto the floor, and then as she snaps her fingers, you watch as each of the quills slowly begins to change and morph into chairs. And you all have a chair to take if you'd like to.
Rosalind will sit down.
May will sit down as well.
Sitting back down at her desk and taking a hold of the sapphire pendant around her neck, she utters a few words under her breath and begins to glow. She says a few more things. For anyone who has a passive perception above 15, you get the sense she's sending a message to someone. And after about 30 seconds, there is a flash in the room as Astrid Beck, which all of you have met once, but just to give it a little bit of a refresher, she is the Archmage of Civic Influence, human woman with glimmering blonde swept hair to the left side. She has remnants of burns on her right side and a scar down her right eye, which are basically put on display with the way that her hair is kept, as if she's trying to draw attention to it. She has tattoos down both of her arms, from the wrist as far as you can see up to about her elbow. Anyone with a perception above 15, again, we'll say, you can see that there are several scars underneath these tattoos, as if the tattoos were put there to hide them. She has these royal sort of purple robes with a pocket watch affixed to the right side of her chest. She looks to Elena. How many of them are under the influence? There's no influence, Astrid, but the 3 there will all be truthful. The others, I'm not so sure about. She looks to you, Leo. How long have you been here discussing with her before she called me? Elena laughs at this, but doesn't answer herself.
I would say about 10, 15 minutes.
So, let me make sure that I have everything right from the last time that we met. You were chosen by some oracle to save the world, and you have to go around seeking out places of great change to close portals that you very well may be opening without even realizing it.
I mean, again, we're not opening them.
That you're
Point
aware
out.
of.
That I'm aware of. Yeah, fair enough.
Why
And if we are opening them, we are closing them. So
Sure. But again, we don't know exactly what that's doing. You don't know the true intent of what this oracle is.
but do you know the true intent of gods? Really?
Are you claiming that the oracle is a god?
Of some kind?
Then why is there no records of her? I've had our attendants
Because
scour
you're
through-
the Empire, you destroy history? This could be one of those old gods that you guys pillaged?
Not quite. Even if there is information that we deem too dangerous for the general population, the Cobalt Soul and the archives therein keep watch and protection over that. And there is no record of this oracle or any old gods in it. Sure, the Empire has their approved gods, but that's more of the king's doing to keep order. I assure you, if information about this oracle existed, it would be within the archives. Now,
Sounds rough.
that's not to say that it isn't true either. But I want you to know that many a mortal have claimed to be followers or messengers of gods. But it's just as easily that a demon or a fiend, celestial, some other extraplanar type being could very well be leading you astray. In what way or for what purpose is anyone's guess.
Well, if it was a demon, I'd probably know. My mom's a demon. Or she was.
Astrid looks to Elena and goes, "You're sure that one failed?" She nods.
Trust me, she
Interesting,
did.
isn't it? And she stands up and walks over and to a globe and opens it up, and within it you see booze, and she begins to pour herself a glass of something.
I looked to Elena at that point and was like, you know, in my world, you actually mentored my uncle.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I mean, briefly. You didn't like him very much, according to him.
And your uncle's name was?
Guy.
Was that the kobold you were talking about that you traveled with?
Well, he wasn't a kobold at that time. He started as a human, then he became a kobold, and later he became a human again.
All right.
Mavis
Astrid,
blinks.
Astrid kind of waves her hand. We're getting off topic here. Time is precious.
I love Zone of Truth.
Look,
Boy.
it's not that I'm not inclined to believe you, but my responsibilities are to the Empire and her people. If what you're saying is true and you're trying to save the world, excellent. I'd love to be of help. Unfortunately, there is equally a good chance that what you're doing could pose a threat. And if it comes to light that that is the case, I will bring the full weight of the Empire, the Cerberus Assembly, and everything therein to stop you. Elena kind of lets out a bit of a scoff and goes, "Astrid, please, lighten up."
Oh.
She walks and sits back down. What my cohort here is saying is that we want to help. We want to both understand what is happening and what it is that you're capable of. So should it come to the point where you need help saving the world, you have allies here. Should it also come to the point where you are somehow dooming the world and need to be taken out, we need to know what it is that we're going up against. Does that about cut it, Astrid?
Rosalind puts her hand up.
Yes, Astrid looks like she's had enough already of all this bullshit.
Can I just say, to be very clear, I was literally torn here against my will. If I find out that the Oracle brought me here for nefarious purposes and not because it's fucking necessary to save the world, I'll fucking kill her myself. And you can zone of truth that.
Elena looks
It
to
al-
Astrid.
already is.
Does that make you feel a little bit better? She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. Let me get to it then. My offer for you. The Cerberus Assembly and the Cobalt Soul, once upon a time, and honestly still now, in fact, were counter agencies. One was put in place in order to provide a check and balance to the other one. Several decades ago, corruption ran rampant through the Cerberus Assembly, and my mentor was part of it, and it was routed out before I took my office here. As part of that, to ensure that something like that didn't happen again, we now work together in a limited capacity with the Cobalt Soul. There is a sect of their monks called the Cobalt Keepers, and they are sort of an inter-agency organization that works to keep both of us in check. We have an agent in the Menagerie Coast in Nicodranus that goes by the name Vixen. She was there keeping an eye on the Clovis Concord, and we haven't heard from her in several months. I would like you to go there and see if you can't track her down, and if something did happen, report that back. This will help garner you some trust with us, as well as allow us to get a better idea of what you're capable of.
I'm sorry, where'd you say that was? In
Menagerie Coast.
the Menagerie Coast?
Nicodranus.
Nicodranus.
I don't know what that is, but sure.
It's a
Sounds nice.
port city far to the south of here, about a little over 1,000 miles. It would be a bit of a travel for you.
Wait, like port, like on an ocean port?
Yes.
Oh, I want to see that.
All right. Any questions?
What is she doing down there?
The Clovis Concord is a governing body of the Menagerie Coast. Similar in fashion, I suppose, to the Cerberus Assembly. They are a group of mages that she was keeping an eye on.
What are you gonna do if a portal opens up in front of us when we get there?
Well, apparently you're going to close it. That's what you
That's
do,
true.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
But you insinuated that we would probably just magically have it happen here.
Everywhere you've gone where there's been a portal, it's opened.
Is great
So-
change happening in Nicodranus?
Whether you realize it or not, you are in some way tied to them.
Okay. What do we get out of it?
Our trust, the full backing of the Cerberus Assembly, should you need it, should your apocalypse come to pass.
Rosalind looks over to the rest of the group. Cerberus Assembly powerful? Is that helpful? Do we want that?
Eleanor
Powerful.
laughs a little bit.
I mean,
The only people here who would probably have some understanding of the Cerberus Assembly, Leo, you would know. Yes, they're essentially like a magical CIA, almost, and they are the closest thing to sort of appointed politicians, as each member of the Cerberus Assembly does sort of have a purview. Astrid Beck is civic influence. Just to give you an idea of like some of the other positions. There's an Archmage of Diplomatic Union, an Archmage of Industry, Domestic Protections, Archmage of Cultivation, Conscription. So they do have a lot of political pull within the Empire as well. I'd also say that Hermia has probably a passing knowledge of this as well, that she probably would have learned in school. Kieran, make a history check for me.
five.
Kieran doesn't give a
Oh.
shit.
Hell yeah.
Cerberus who? That a dog?
I just laugh and nod. Yeah, it would be kind of in our greatest favor to have them on our team and not against us right now.
Okay. Can we take a day to think about it and get back to you?
Sure.
It's a long ways, 1,000 miles to the south.
It is.
Yeah, just so we'll take a day. We'll talk about it, and we'll let you know.
Okay, we also have something, right?
Oh, yeah. We should get rid of the box. That box sucks. I hate that thing.
We
Both of them
found-
look at you a bit questioningly.
Okay, so when we were in Odessalo,
Yes.
there was some people who had gone missing, and we found out that there was some mutated toads that had been attacking people.
Ella kind of
and
leans forward a bit, putting her elbows on the chair or on the desk.
Maeve has, well, you can show them. It's bad. It's not good, but we don't want it anymore.
We were able to, with the help of someone, to help figure out it. It's called the Cube of the Crimson Lord. It doesn't seem exactly safe. She'll take the sack and kind of place it between, like, where she is with the desk, essentially.
Yep. So Elena and Astrid, when you say that, look to each other and kind of exchange a glance that kind of tells you that the Crimson Lord doesn't seem to mean anything to them. So as you set it on the desk, Elena summons up Mage Hand and kind of pulls the sack closer to her and then pushes it off to the side so the orb is standing there. And
Rosalind gives like a thumbs up, like good call.
and then picks it up.
Wait, back!
Last call.
With the Mage Hand.
Oh, with the mage hand. Okay, yeah, better call.
Would you like to do the honors, Astrid, or should I? And Astrid just kind of like, gives her a dismissive glance and...
Be very careful if you're going to identify. It really hurt the last person who tried to identify it.
Relax. And you
While
watch...
my mask.
You watch as she first utters an incantation under her breath, and you watch as several blue runes begin to apparate around her head and start to multiply and then sort of rotate and sort of interlock with one another until there's a solid blue band around her head that sort of shrinks down for a moment and then in a flash of blue light vanishes, and you can now see her irises now seem to have a little bit of a glow to them. And then she begins to cast another spell as you see this temporary sort of orb appear around the cube. And I'll just go and do a quick whatever that save was, and that's a natural 20, so it's fine. And you watch she sort of takes a moment. Yes, this is well, right up my alley, I guess you would say. Dangerous, though. And you're looking to offload it, then?
Yes.
Well, we don't want to keep it.
Yeah,
for
we don't
sure.
want
It
it.
keeps giving us nightmares.
I wouldn't doubt that. Well, you brought it to the right place, then. And with her other hand, she sort of draws a circle in the air, and you watch as this hole, just this black hole, appears, and she tosses it in, and then goes away. Well, I suppose as adventurers, turning in magical artifacts like that to keep them out of the hands of ne'er-do-wells or to create abominations and monsters does deserve a bit of an award.
Ooh.
Let's see, she reaches down and you hear the unlocking of a drawer, and it opens up, and she takes out a small chest, flips it open. Does 200 platinum sound about right?
Sure does.
Sure does.
Sounds about
Yep.
right.
You
That's
watch
good.
she kind of counts some stuff out and then puts 2 stacks of 100 platinum on the desk and then shuts
Ro-
it and puts it away.
Okay.
Rosalind
Hold
looks to
on.
Leo as if to say, good allies indeed. That is, by the way, 200 platinum, to be clear, is more money than Rosalind has ever seen in her entire
That
life.
is the
same as
equivalent of
Maeve.
2,000 gold. Yep.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
she's never seen anything like that
Okay,
kind of
let
money.
me just add it up as in part 2,000 gold. Okay, I have anything, guys.
What
don't
would you like to insight, Kieran?
Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
No, please do,
You're
please do.
It's all good.
I want to, since since the big scary magic lady says don't talk, I was like, okay.
Yeah, me too.
I had to
Like,
explain. This is when you can physically talk. Just
Right.
you
it
can
wasn't-
lie.
Yeah,
Yes, it
no,
wasn't necessarily
fair.
don't talk at all. It's just if you try to explain something, whether or not they take you at your word is probably up in there. If you have questions you'd like to ask, by all
Oh,
means, please
that's
do.
I felt like they
Said-
didn't
She said,
want to
do
hear
not
it.
speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is
All
what
right.
she
Yeah.
said. She
First of
said,
all-
do not speak.
Hermia
Wow.
was very offended, so
What would
she's been
you-
ignoring everybody this whole entire time.
What would you like to insight?
So while they were kind of talking, I want to kind of ascertain if the relationship between the two, it's Elena, right?
Yes.
Elena and Astrid.
Mhm.
If this is just, okay, this is just two different personalities that, okay, you work together, so you clash, whatever. Or does Elena seem to have different motives than Astrid?
Go ahead and make an insight check for me.
Gonna use inspiration.
Mhm.
First one's a 14. 18 total.
Okay. 18 total. You can definitely tell that there is some sort of rivalry between the two of them. Obviously, they both have positions of power. Elena is a lot more laid back. That could be due to the fact that they are technically on her home turf, as she is a professor here at the Solstice Academy, so maybe she feels like she holds a bit more power right now. Based on the fact that Astrid had also mentioned that her mentor, that she has the position her mentor once had, who was routed out due to corruption, you also surmise that maybe Astrid feels like she sort of constantly has to prove herself. I'd say that with an 18, that's kind of what you get from there. I will say that you do believe that Astrid's main concern is with the safety of the Empire at large. As for Elena, you're not sure. There is... You don't necessarily get anything nefarious from her, but just her sort of how nonchalant she is about a lot of it, especially since Astrid showed up. She was a little bit more direct and pointed with all of you when Astrid wasn't here. And her shift to the sort of nonchalant sort of attitude with Astrid here does kind of throw you a little bit, so you're not entirely sure what her sort of true intentions are, but you don't think that it's anything nefarious.
Okay, thank you.
Astrid kind of looks at the pocket watch and puts it back and goes, so, if there's anything else, I do have other matters to attend to. Was there any other questions from any of you? A few of you have been
How do we contact you?
quiet. She kind of looks at each of you. Does the automaton not have any sort of messaging or sending capabilities?
No.
That we've been told.
Not that he's mentioned, but we don't know a lot about him, so.
You're a druid.
Leaf, can you message or send to people?
One moment. Scanning databases.
Processing.
I was afraid he was going to say, I was told not to talk.
Googling.
This one was instructed not to speak.
Literally Googling, yes. To see if sending is something that a druid can learn.
I don't think so.
I don't think so,
Bard,
but it's...
cleric,
I've always...
wizard.
Yeah.
If they,
The ability
said they
to
might-
communicate over long periods or long distances is not within this one's database.
Well, you heard him.
All right. Elena, I'm sure you have something. I really have to go, so please deal with this. And she goes, yes, Astrid, I've got this. Off with you then. And Astrid begins to make a few semantic components with her hands, whispering something under her breath, and you watch as these runes begin to appear under her feet, and this wind begins to sweep up around her. Her hair, by the way, does not move at all from any of this. Like, you see her like robes and stuff being moved, but her hair seems perfectly pristine, like it is not being moved by wind whatsoever. And then
Her hair is fleek, not bleak.
she suddenly vanishes.
It's like Lego hair.
It, yeah, kind of, sure. Elena opens up another drawer and kind of starts to go through some junk in there and takes out a stone. So which of you is the de facto leader, the responsible one of the group? The one that remembers to knock when they enter a room?
Points to Maeve.
I can take it.
She tosses it to you. That is a stone of standing. You can use it once a day in order to contact me, and should 20 words not be enough, I can always send something to you. Now that Mrs. Beck is gone, I can give you my counter offer.
Counter offer?
I believe you. I am inclined to believe that whatever this oracle is something greater that perhaps there just isn't any records of, or that someone has gone to great lengths to hide. I have a few contacts that I can look into now that I know a little bit more about it in Vasselheim, which if anyone's going to have any records of such a thing, it will be the cradle of life. So, I will do that. But if the world is indeed potentially coming to an end, no offense, but I think that you perhaps need a bit more, as she looks you over. Your Eladrin friend here has the right of it. I believe that is or at least bears a striking resemblance to a vestige of divergence.
Oh, she knows her stuff.
Indeed.
I'm not the
His name's
Archmage
Chad.
of antiquity for nothing. Chad. That doesn't
I think-
sound elvish to
Right,
me.
Herbia?
Oh, are we allowed to talk? I mean, I was told like not to talk, and I figured, not important enough to talk, so
Oh, good lord.
I wasn't talking or paying attention. So what?
She smiles at you. Honey, if I didn't want you to talk, you wouldn't be able to. Yes, you may
Oh.
speak.
Kinky.
Kieran.
Not now.
Rosalind just has her face in her
what-
hands like, oh god.
What was your question?
Miss Beck
Like-
wants you to go check on her little kobold keeper down at the Menagerie Coast, but I have another request that I'd like to make of you. In order to help strengthen yourselves, you're going to need more than just one magic sword or whatever other magical accoutrement you have if you're going to help defend all of Exandria. And as the
I feel like
Archmage
Chad's
of-
offended by that.
As the Archmage of Antiquity, I'm uniquely suited to help outfit you with more than what you have, as she kind of just gestures to all of you.
Rosalind looks over her finely cleaned armor. Hmm. Okay. What would you want from us in return?
What's your mission?
Recently, a artifact of importance has been stolen. It was in a secure location, but due to some chatter that we've been hearing in its relation to something from these rumors, we thought it prudent to bring it here to study and see if there was anything further we could learn of it, and in that time, it was taken. I would like you to track down whoever it is that stole it and bring it back to me.
What's the nature of this artifact?
It's
Why would
called the
someone want to-
Heart of Icarus. There is a legend of a being from the Age of Arcanum known as the Plague of Eyes. Was a mage during the Age of Arcanum, during the war between the Prime Deities and the Betrayer Gods. Icarus, the name of the mage, made a deal with a extraplanar entity in order to give him sight beyond sight so that he could potentially see the coming calamities, and it did not.
Rosalind is shaking her head like, nope.
It did not go well
Bad
for
idea.
him. Yes.
Mhm. That's how you get walking around demons, she says to Maeve.
I see.
So, this heart of Icarus, some say, is the heart of the mage that became the Plague of Eyes. And for what reason the thief potentially wanted this, I cannot say. All we know is that it was a drow who took it, and we believe that he is heading east, likely towards the ruins of Shattengrad, which is thought to be one of the possible resting places of the Plague of Eyes. This being was unkillable, immortal, his deal made him, and so he was sealed within a temple somewhere, so the legend goes. She laughs. And it's possible that whoever this drow is, or whoever it is that he works for, thinks that the heart is the key to potentially unlocking the Plague of Eyes.
How far east are we talking? Is Schottengrad?
200 miles, perhaps?
Okay, so
about no further.
a week's travel then?
A little bit closer than what Bisay Tile was.
Oh, fair enough.
I'm pro going anywhere that is not the Menagerie Coast.
Fair enough. Okay, so the short version is we go to this place, find the guy who stole the artifact, bring him alive or dead, or it does not matter?
I don't care, I just want the artifact.
You just want the artifact back. Great, so bring back the artifact, and in exchange, you will help outfit us for our mission, effectively. Okay.
Well,
As I said before, we'll take a day to think about it and let you know.
indeed.
Will do. Well, don't take too long. Obviously, the longer that you dwell, the further ahead this would-be thief gets, but yes.
I have
Alright.
a question.
Yes.
So this sword, someone said that it needed to be like purified or something, like it's not in its true form.
So was I correct, though, that that is the vestige of divergence created by the Dawnfather for the champion of the Matron of Ravens?
Hermia is just gonna stand up and unsheath it. I'm like, you tell me.
Well, if that is Foamir, the true fate, it should not be black like that. It is normally described as being a pure blade, so clear that it resembles that of a still lake, mirror-like. So, if someone told you that it needed to be purified, it did help to ferry souls to the Matron of Ravens. I suppose if there was a ritual that was required in order to do that, and it was filled with souls, perhaps it makes sense.
Do you know who might know this ritual?
Since I will be making a inquiry into some contacts that I have in Sildra, I will look into that for you as well, as a sign of good faith.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Well, is there... I suppose my only other question is that, obviously timing for your quest is important, but the journey for what Astrid was requesting is... There's different distances. How much do you know of what Astrid is asking for? Like, do you know about this quest that she's requesting of us?
I know of the Cobalt Keepers. Again, they were created as a way to help foster goodwill between the Cobalt Soul, the Library of the Cobalt Soul, and the Cerberus Assembly. Honestly, I think that it's just a test of hers. She's worried about her little pet project, and she wants to be able to keep an eye on you. If you don't go, she will simply send someone else. And there's no danger in the Clovis Concord. They keep to themselves, they do their own thing. She just likes to... Well, knowledge is power, isn't it?
Fair enough.
Alright.
Robbie, is this different from the Cobalt Soul libraries? Is this kind of a different group?
So she is talking about the Cobalt Soul Library, the archives. They're essentially like,
Yeah.
warrior monks, essentially. And I'd say
Indiana
that you would have
Jones.
learned this in how much time you've spent at various ones and making friends with certain monks therein. Cobalt Soul is a global organization, but specifically the one here in Rexentrim and Zadash work as a counter to the Cerberus Assembly. The Cerberus Assembly, obviously, when it comes to magic, is looking to gather as much knowledge as they can, and they're very secretive about it as well, which goes against the whole point of the Cobalt Soul, which is that knowledge should be free for everyone, unless it's really, really dangerous, in which case nobody should have it, and it's within the best interest of the Cerberus Assembly to have dangerous knowledge that they can do shit with. So the Cobalt Keepers, this is the first time you've heard of them, seem to basically be a sort of joint task force that has been made for some purpose to help them coincide with one another.
Okay. Sorry for
my
the weird
insight
question. I'm good.
stands. Is she being truthful about what she said with Astrid's quest? Yes, you don't. I would say that you don't inherently get any sort of deception from her, but she's also very hard to read. This is a woman who got to power, and based on her demeanor, and I think also the way that she dresses, she knows exactly what that means. She knows what all of her assets are, both intellectually and physically, and she's not afraid to use whatever she needs to get what she wants. And she wants other people to know that as well.
Rosalind will climb up to her feet. Okay. If there's nothing else.
Yeah, girl
Great.
boss is right. Girl boss mage. One more thing, if you'd like to look into the drow a bit more, it is a bit interesting that someone would care to steal that particular artifact. It's possible that the Kryn, the drow from the Kryn dynasty, might have different tales on the Plague of Eyes, so it wouldn't hurt to potentially stop by the Kryn embassy and see perhaps what you could learn from there. I know that most drow that come into Rexentrim usually stop by there in order to register themselves in, an old archaic rule that's still left over from the war a few decades ago, but a potential place to start.
Rosalind suddenly kind of has like a flashback for a moment, and she's like, hey, when we were here last time and we stopped that alchemist down in the sewers, didn't he mention the Plague of Eyes when he was babbling? Isn't that one of the things he talked about?
That may be correct. I know we've heard it
yeah.
before.
That is
Yeah.
correct. Yes, that's how the Plague of Eyes originally came across my desk after the Crownsguard of the Righteous Brand had debriefed and looked into the survivors. Each of them mentioned that this alchemist, as you say, had mentioned it multiple times. They said he also apparently had a third eye on his chest.
Yes, he did. Interesting. I wonder if it's related.
It's probably something.
Oh.
But
That's what we were trying to prepare for.
All right, fair enough. Well then, it has been lovely to meet you. Sorry for name dropping you before we'd met.
Just be careful where and to whom you drop it. You weren't on my radar prior to that. Although, whether or not you had done that, closing a large portal with a fire salamander on the Ring of Three is definitely a way to get noticed.
She gives a thumbs up.
that's true.
She gives a thumbs up back, sarcastically.
All
Hell
right,
yeah.
let's
Rosalind likes this moment.
all right, let's maybe we'll have our answer by tomorrow. I think we'll be coming by again.
Very well.
So, yeah, Rosalind will step outside.
And as
I
you
love that.
all get up out of your seats, she spins her finger and they all turn back into quills. And the quills, one by one, come up onto the desk and back into the little receptacle that they were in.
Cool trick. All right.
All right. So you leave the office and head back down.
Yes. Get out of this building. I fear it has ears.
Yep. So you all leave the Solstice Academy and begin your walk back to wherever it is that you're going.
Guess we should go at the end to talk more, or do people have... We can always split up and do other things afterwards. I just figure we should start this conversation.
Let's regroup real quick, and then we can all go wherever we gotta go. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
So yeah, we'll head back to the inn and grab a drink.
All right, so you head back to the Flounder Pounder. You can stay down in the bar, find like a little booth off to the side, up to your
Yeah.
rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
I
right.
don't think we're talking about anything that's so private.
Yeah.
All right, so you get a booth off to the side. Both Sita and Jeff are working and bring you a round of whatever it is that you would like.
Just tea is fine.
And in that case, feel free to discuss.
So I guess what I'm not sure if I quite understand is if these are mutually exclusive missions, because I think there is gain to be had from both. The distances are pretty tremendous.
Well, I don't think there's any way we could possibly know if doing one would take out the other, but if you wanted to attempt to do both, we would certainly need to do the stolen artifact first.
Yes, it is closer as well. Much closer.
Yeah.
The other place is very, very far south.
And Hermia doesn't seem too keen on hitting up the Menagerie Coast. Although I gotta say, everyone says it looks nice. I'd like to see it at some
it's
point.
beautiful. Just the closer we are to the Menagerie Coast, the greater the chance that we could potentially run into somebody that knows me and my family. And I am not ready to go home yet.
Well,
All right, fair enough.
Do you kill that person or what?
No,
You're so afraid of him.
I just don't want to go back.
Yeah, trying to avoid having to either fend them off or...
Oh, because they'll tell your parents.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that while they aren't gonna be going this far to find me, if they come across me, they're probably gonna send me back.
I tell you what, I gotta find more people who can cast Zone of Truth, because just not being called a liar to my face immediately is amazing.
yeah, I can understand that. Looks at all of you.
Hey!
Why I didn't talk?
No,
You
I'm
just
saying,
talk to the feds, man.
No, I'm saying you all called me a liar when I first came here. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. The Menagerie Coast is rather large. Where, Hermia, is there a specific spot that your people tend to go in and out of? I'm just curious because it's huge.
Well, the city I'm from kind of appears randomly along the Menagerie Coast.
Okay.
So, closer it is to the water, there's gonna be a couple people, or they
Yeah.
don't do it often, but I mean, I'd rather err on the side of caution. But it's more so the time that we spend there, because they see a lodge and they're like, "Oh, great, is the city back?" And we're like, "Oh shit, no, be quiet, don't,
Okay.
Well, we can maybe come up with a plan to hide your features, I wonder. But
Well, for now, I think we should do the artifact quest. If nothing else, we can get some better equipment for handling whatever we come across.
true.
Either way, it seems like they're good allies to have.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I wouldn't mind trying to see. I mean, I do think working with, if we have to pick one, I agree that working with the artifact for Elena is probably the number one. I would very much like to see if we can help with I have a sort of connection with Cobalt Soul, and I suppose I am rather maybe sympathetic to the mission. So if there's any help or maybe information we can find there, that may also prove useful to us in the long run too.
Fair enough.
Astrid also doesn't seem like somebody I want to get on the bad side of.
No, definitely not.
Just say, what if she gets a little pissy that we picked Helena over her?
What if Elena gets
She
pissy
should-
that we picked Astrid over her?
What if we
Yeah.
She
don't?
doesn't seem the type to get pissy. You know what I'm saying?
She seems the type to do
Should-
whatever she needs to do.
Exactly, and she very much was like, I can help you or not, whatever. You know.
Okay,
but
well, I
Ash was
definitely
like,
don't want her to
"Rah,
decide
rah,
not to help me.
Empire." Oh, I get that. I get that.
I mean, does Astrid need to know we're helping Elena if that's a problem?
Also,
No,
great.
you could just say it took longer than expected to get there.
Yeah, if we're gonna do both anyway.
I love how I give you,
400 miles extra.
I know, right?
I love how
I
I,
mean-
give you quests from 2 hot mage women, and your guys are just like, we need to do both of these quests.
Listen, it's gonna forever be in my quest bar, and I have to finish it.
Yes, exactly. I'm not having unchecked quests on the bar.
Once you get so far into the game, it's just gonna gray out, and then it'll always be there with no way to do it.
Exactly.
That's why we do it now.
Thank God someone understands.
got
What's
you,
everyone's passive perception?
19? I think
18.
Leaf's the highest at 20. But
10.
yeah, mine's 19. Yours is 10.
Yeah, because I'm plus 0 wisdom, and I'm not
Jesus.
trained in it.
Leaf's
boy.
is very high. I don't think that he'd notice, but I don't think he would take notice.
Okay, mine's 19, and I think Leo said it's at 18.
Yeah, so Maeve,
Yes.
as all of you are having this conversation, there's people coming in and out of the bars, but one in particular catches your eye because she has a very unique look, something you've never seen before, and seems to clock your group a little bit longer. Most people come in, they go to sit down, they go to the bar. This one kind of stops, looks around the room, and then after making eye contact with your group, heads to the bar. You see a woman with long, like, phoenix red hair. She has golden eyes, pale skin, and if the light hits her skin just right, you see what seem to be little sort of silver freckles.
Is she my freaking like cousin or something?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm sorry. She say phoenix red hair and golden eyes.
Yes.
Yeah, she
And-
almost looks exactly like me.
And she goes and sits down at the bar.
Okay. Maeve's gonna give an assumption and kind of lower her voice to the rest of the group and just kind of say, does red-haired woman look familiar to anybody?
She looks
And
like
back
she's trying
in
to
Maeve's
copy my
head.
look.
Don't you forget we have this ability?
Yeah, but I can't do it all at once.
Leaf
Rosalind.
goes, she looked at us. Should I go and say hi?
No, just wait.
Rosalind glanced over. She's like, she's
Affirmative.
cute.
Is she an elf?
I'll talk to her.
She seems to have human ears.
Okay.
I can go talk to her.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try something else. I guess I'm wrong, because I thought maybe I'm wrong, so I'm gonna look probably really stupid. I'm going to attempt to try to psychically send to the phoenix-haired woman,
Okay.
and just say, if you're who I think you are, we're here, if you want to talk.
She looks back towards you over her shoulder
Okay.
and then kind of lets out a sigh and walks
Oh.
over and grabs a chair and sits down.
Always described with red hair. I
You know
thought,
what? You're
okay,
right.
I guess you guys never saw her with red hair. Whenever when we were first told about her in town, they always described her with red hair.
That's
So
fair.
that's why. Okay.
Oh,
That's
shit,
why I was
have
asking-
That's been unintentional, but that's
Oh,
funny.
okay.
That's funny.
That's-
Good catch.
Okay. Guess I picked up on that.
My hair's prettier. Just saying.
I pat your shoulder.
Mhm.
Your hair's very pretty.
So she
Um,
comes over to the table.
Okay.
Good eye, Maeve. She
You
seems
may
a
join
bit-
us.
She seems a bit embarrassed that you were able to clock her.
It's fine. The last time I met a bartender who recognized one of these, I raise up my wrist and kind of motion to my tattoo. He mentioned red hair. I just made a guess.
Where is her tattoo at?
I forget. It was visible. I just don't remember where it was.
Yeah, because the bartender could see it.
Yeah, so yeah, she actually is wearing shorter sleeves, and you can see half of the tattoo peeking out on her bicep from her sleeve. And she kind of just reaches up, kind of tries to pull the armor of the shirt down a little bit more. Fair point. I was sent here to deliver a message. Mr. Black, and she kind of says that with a little bit of venom on her tongue.
Gross.
Rosalind gives her a sympathetic look.
Would like to meet with you.
Will you be there with us?
I will be close. Sorry, did you mention the tattoo, or did you mention the red hair as well?
I said the tattue and red hair, yeah.
Okay, all right. And in response to the red hair, she just kind of she didn't really realize it either. She goes, yeah, I guess I have a type.
She's kind of shrugs. No problem with that.
1 hour in the gardens outside the archives.
Not for nothing, Zana, but we saw what we saw in the dreams. Are you okay with him?
No, right. What did you see?
I saw the dream.
Your training.
You were young. There was a bigger, I think it was an orc, half orc maybe. I don't remember, and out of character, sorry. Larger man was wanting you to make a strike with your knives. Mr. Black was there to tell him to light up on you. Something like that.
My
That you were young.
training has made me who I am. I'm stronger for it. 1 hour.
Thank you.
She turns to leave.
You're always welcome to grab a drink with us.
She just keeps going. Kieran, she did not even look in your direction.
No, as she leaves, I'm like, okay, who was that?
That was Zana. That was our 7th member.
Oh shit! Because Maeve, you just looked at her and then she walked over. I was like, what's going on?
I sent her a message. I suppose I'm just remembering the details I've been given, and apparently they are workable, so...
It's so funny.
Well...
I love that was accidental.
We've got a...
Well, because here's the thing. Not only was it accidental, all except for when she was... the red hair that you had mentioned, that the bartender had mentioned.
Yeah.
All of her forms are based on other characters. So it's so funny that coincidentally all of them have had red hair so far.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I gotta mix it up a bit. I didn't say that out loud.
Oh, okay. I was
Okay,
gonna
fair
say,
enough.
okay.
Well, then we have an hour. Do we want to go meet with him?
I say we do for Donna's sake.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
For Zana's sake, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's actually, I wanted to bring that up too. I feel like we have sticky fingers, Like we're trying to get this honeypot and that honeypot. You know what I'm saying? And normally I'm fine. Let's get that bread. But everyone seems to be very dangerous and very skilled and, so...
It is interesting that everyone all of a sudden wants to work with us. Last time we were here, everywhere else we've gone, it's been hard to get people to let us do anything. So this is an interesting change of pace.
We've proven ourselves, I suppose. Kieran, you're not wrong. I think I'd just like to hear everyone out, but you're not wrong in that concern. I think this is probably par for the course with what we're doing, but it's true. I don't know how much is too much.
Yeah. Again, we don't have to accept anything. Now we have what's called options.
Yeah, but I think we kind of have it in with Mr. Black, technically. First?
Maybe.
Or maybe his goals are going to coincide magically. They seemed to last time.
Perhaps.
He seemed to be more
If it does,
interested.
awesome. Double the pay.
To be fair, the last mission he gave us was just more of a lead than a mission. He just said, go here. You might find what you're looking for.
And we did, to be fair.
And we did, to be fair.
But
Am I
Elena
made-
brought up a good point, though. Didn't
That
we
we-
cause that? Because who was assassinating who?
Well, that is kind of the weird thing here. Is Mr. Black perhaps well, I don't know if we're the ones causing it or if Mr. Black incidentally caused that one by assigning
Well, that's
Zana
what-
to...
I think that's what he means. Zana is one of us, and she was sent to cause the assassination, which caused the change that opened the portal.
So what does that
Yeah,
mean?
so what
for
if
the
it's
other
just a Zana thing and not us?
I don't know.
Well, a part of us. We gotta stop it somehow.
I mean, you know, she's put in her application, but she's not joined, right, guys?
Hey, she has the tattoo and she's with us in the circle. I
She
don't
helped us close
Yeah.
the last portal.
Yeah.
I don't know either, but
Listen, in my book, if you stand and fight demons with someone, you're friends. That's the rule.
Yeah, but she kind of started it.
She did kind of start it.
And the first one, too.
well, then maybe we can ask that of Mr. Black. We have some
Why can't we just
information.
ask her?
We could. I'm not sure she's going to tell us, but we could try. But
Leaf
I don't
goes, let's take her to the Archmage Professor's room. Then she will have to tell us the truth.
Or
I-
she'll be quiet.
or she'll just not tell us anything.
Or
It's not like,
they'll
That's
kill each other.
kidnapping,
God.
Leaf.
yeah, I don't want to be charged with kidnapping.
All right.
Recalibrate.
It doesn't. It doesn't hurt us any to hear out Mr. Black and hear what he has to say. I say we do that, and from there we decide if we don't like it, we tell him to fuck off.
That's the problem, right? So like these offers are coming from people who normally don't respond well to fuck off. Right? Right. Am I wrong? Am I reading
No.
the situation wrong?
You're not wrong, but Kieran, you're forgetting something. You're one of the second chances, and we got each other's back, and we're gonna be fine.
We always get a second chance.
We always get.
I'm,
You listen to the song.
I'm waiting for.
Rosalind looks so excited.
I'm waiting to hear the theme music play.
I feel like Rosalind wrote down the song and like gave a copy of it to everybody. It was like, this is just
Yeah.
the first draft. Let me know what you think.
And everyone was like, "No," and she's like, "Oh, okay."
Aw,
But
no,
Leo read it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That's good.
But regardless, I don't think it's necessarily also smart for us to just refuse to go.
Yeah, and that could actually
Saying
cost.
that, but maybe like, you know, we're just. I don't know.
I mean, you could stay. You don't have to go with us. I don't think it's gonna matter if all 6 of us are there.
Yeah, what if I like scope out, you know, and kind of like watch from afar, and then
That would make
get
sense.
the drop on him maybe if he
No.
tries anything funny?
But if he
No,
tries to
not.
kill us, yeah, that'd be great.
because I doubt Mr. Black would kill us in broad daylight.
Then Kieran doesn't have to do anything. Then
Zana
Kieran just
would.
watches. Well,
Yeah,
well,
what if-
No, Zana's not that stupid either. Because every time she's attacked us, it's been at night.
I mean, that's true. She shot me.
Plus, if
But
somebody
she
has
shot
the
me
balls to take you out in broad daylight, it's probably just over for you.
Yeah, if they're strong enough that they can get away with it,
At that point, TPK, folks. Bye.
Thanos
Reroll.
snap.
Oh gosh. Yeah, maybe I don't know. I would personally I would feel more comfortable maybe like I just look like some random hobo and I'm just there.
all right, Kieran, you're on lookout duty then.
If you'd like to dress up, I'm not going to stop you.
Leaf goes, I can also turn into an animal to spy from a distance.
Yeah.
You know what? Rosalind kind of like glances towards Maeve and Leo. Maybe that's not the worst idea.
Leo turns into a pigeon with, or sorry, not Leo. Leaf turns into a pigeon and lands on Kieran's shoulder and still has a leaf head. Coo, coo. Coo,
Oh my
coo.
god.
Maybe
Warning,
Oh
this
my
one
God.
is not allowed to talk while in pigeon form.
Coo, coo.
Maybe don't say coo. Maybe be
Yeah,
a
so we
silent
can
pigeon.
like we'll keep an eye out. Anyone tries anything funky, just
You'll be the cavalry.
pop in. Yeah.
All right. I dig it, Kieran. I'm into it.
Very well.
Sounds safe. Let's do it.
Sure.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it.
All right.
Well, give
So-
it a shot.
You all head for the Rexentrum Archives. Easy enough to get there. It's about from the Flounder Pounder with how busy some of the streets are. Probably about 30, 45 minutes. So you get there out to sort of the garden area in front of the archives. Lots of people coming to and fro. Some are sort of sitting around just reading, studying. You know, there's fountains and all sort of grass area. It's a nice sort of little park here. Kieran, where would you like to post up? Leaf hops off of your shoulder and just joins a group of pigeons that some old man is like feeding. But like the pigeons steer clear of him. Like as Leaf like makes
All
his
the
way-
pigeons are like, no.
Good, coo. Like they're still eating. They don't want to fly away, but they are definitely all like moving away from him.
Now I want him to be
Yeah.
like violently
Cafeteria.
smashing his face against the ground and trying to pick stuff
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Cat.
he is pretending to eat, but he can't actually eat, so it's just tink tink, tink tink, tink tink.
Oh, jeez.
Is there a place where I can just like slump up against the wall and just like pretend to be a drunk person?
Sure, it would probably be a little. You might actually stick out a little bit. There's not like others like homeless people or like
Yeah.
drunk and disorderly type. It seems mostly like either people just out enjoying the day, students or scholarly types kind of out
Yeah.
in the sunlight,
Maybe
kind of
Disguise
studying
yourself
for
as a
the
student
day.
with a book.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm going to turn into the cutest little cherub of a boy, and I have
How's that a change? I'm sorry.
curly locks, big bright eyes, rosy cheeks. I'm just like, good luck, everyone.
I
All
Have
right.
a lollipop.
That magic is quite something.
Rosalind rolls her eyes. Yeah, sure is.
All right.
Anyway, we'll head in.
Yep. So you all head in, find yourself. There's a large. There's a few large fountains around here, but sort of off to the side of sort of the main one, there's a bunch of like sort of smaller tables, and you find a free one that nobody seems to be using, and take a seat and just wait.
And now we wait.
And after about 20 minutes pass, those of you with high perceptions will say 15 or higher. Notice Zana in the same form that she was at the bar enter. She kind of nods to each of you, then takes a seat on a bench near a bunch of hedges that seem to be shaped into that of some sort of mythical beasts. And then a few minutes later, you see Mr. Black come towards you and comes and sits down at the table. Second chances, I believe you are calling yourselves now.
That's correct.
Oh yeah, we hadn't named ourselves last time.
Not yet.
Oh.
Commendable work that you did in Baise Tile. I believe you saved Counselor Amra's life. Congratulations.
Leo and Hermia actually did.
I don't see the little one. Kieran?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want more backsass?
Well, before you all left, he made a request as payment for doing the Baise Tile job.
We're here. We got you.
He requested the claw of a white dragon.
Were you able to acquire this?
No, even that is a bit beyond my expertise. However, I was able to locate two potential spots that he or you could go and get it yourself.
Oh.
Kieran's going to inch closer.
now you
well,
want
great. I guess we'll take that note down for Kieran then. Where can we locate this?
Kieran, please make a stealth check.
Motherfucker.
I look over at Maven. Wonder why he wanted a claw of a white dragon.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure. I completely forgot that was even mentioned.
I don't think it was while we were around.
13.
Ah, got
13.
it.
Okay.
I'm not sure what a claw of a white dragon would do. White dragons are...
So,
Very rare.
within the area, there are 2 rumors that I found. Well, one less of a rumor, but there is a old castle on the Kelton Lock, about a week's travel west of here, just before you reach Icehaven. Not sure how much truth there is to it, but rumors are that a white dragon, a younger one, has taken up residence in the old keep there. There is, of course, a ancient white dragon far, far, far to the north in Islecross that goes by the name of Geladon Ivory in Terror. Terror and Ivory, some ridiculous name like that. But if he's looking for a white dragon claw, aside of just potentially stumbling across one on emergence somewhere, those are the best places to likely find one. You will have to, of course,
Kill
acquire
the
it
dragon.
from said dragon, but that's the best I
Oh.
could do.
Well,
Well, thank you.
thank you for that information. I'm sure Kieran will be excited to hear about it.
Kieran, as the little cherub boy, is just like, and he's going to
Jesus.
Rosalind will think. Rosalind will speak towards Kieran. There is a white. In her mind, there is a younger white dragon near Icehaven. If you're willing to kill it, you can probably get the claw.
I heard that part. I just I thought everybody knows that she was just gonna, I don't know, use his men to acquire it for him.
Well, clearly you thought wrong.
I just,
Not many people kill dragons, Kieran. They are, especially not white dragons. They are kind things. Why would you kill a white dragon?
I just thought maybe, hey, they just have it in their like artifact holder or some shit like that.
and you can see that, like,
What
as
do you want a
Kieran-
white dragon claw for?
That's not important.
And Kieran's like starting
It's
to
very
drop the
important
guys,
if
and
we have
he's
to
like,
fight a dragon for
he's
it.
like- Kieran's like talking to the wall now, like
That's not.
he's just going back and forth.
All right, yeah. They're bickering in their mind for a moment.
Yep.
Yep.
Was there any other business?
Was there?
Kind
The
of glance
deal
at the
before you
party.
left was that I serve as a connection of the sorts, though I do understand that your options are beginning to expand.
Well, to be blunt, your chaos in Bisay Tile was of your own making.
I don't think I follow. Elaborate.
You sent an assassin that caused chaos, and then sent us to stop them. Or not.
The plot was a contract. I
Contract?
sent you because it aligned with what it is that you were looking for. And I knew that our mutual acquaintance was up to the task.
Are you saying that someone contracted you for an assassination?
He shrugs.
Now it becomes clear. So I take it, your client was, that you theoretically have, would still be satisfied even if the target didn't end up dead, just deposed?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
No, of course not.
Can I insight that?
I was gonna say, can I insight that?
You don't have to insight that.
You didn't need to.
Good.
He is flaunting in front of you. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I figured.
All right. Are there any other contracts we should be aware of?
Well, regardless of if there were or not, I believe that bigger fish have been laid on your plate. All that I would ask is that you allow another to travel along with you. Watch out for her the way that you have thus far. He looks specifically to you, Roz.
Roz kind of glances at him. As I've made clear,
You
she
hear
is
in your head
welcome.
from Kieran. No.
Oh.
Uh,
As I said to them last time we spoke, they're always welcome to join us.
indeed.
She is used to working alone. So while I have suggested that traveling with a lot of you, especially if the fate of the world is at hand, would prove beneficial, she's stubborn.
Yes. I will not force her.
Neither will
But-
I. No one can force Zana to do anything.
Indeed.
But should
However-
you potentially need anything else from me, you do have the sending stones to get in contact with me.
Yes.
But of course, she is welcome
Yes.
with us.
You may tell Zana she can join us if she wishes. But if she does, we are a team. We're not always the best at it, but we are getting better, and we are learning.
You don't have to say that part.
No, I think he should be well aware.
I've been
We are getting
watching
better.
a bit.
She'll be expected to be a part of that team, which I have no doubt will take some effort for her.
And work for a united cause.
Tell her, not me. Was there anything else that I could help with? Any other questions you have? Can also fill you in a bit about either of the archmages that you met with earlier today.
Well, what's your read on them?
Astrid is a goody two shoes, for a lack of better term. She's constantly trying to prove herself, both to herself and to others. She earned her spot, but the Cerberus Assembly is a coveted title, and you must be careful that it isn't snatched from you, from allies and enemies alike. Elena, while having only held the spot for a few decades now, was made for the game. I reckon that she will hold that spot for quite some time. But both of them, I believe, have the good intentions for the Empire in mind.
Can we trust them so far as their word?
Usually.
Fair enough.
Let's just say that if you're worried about either of them double-crossing you, you have to really give them a reason.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, I have a question that's completely unrelated to any of this, but I'll go last for that. So
I have a dumb question. You have eyes and ears in the city. Do you know where my sister moved to?
He does like a slow blink. Would you like me to look into it for you?
Oh, so you don't do that? No, I'll do it for myself.
Anything else? Rosalind?
yeah. Still don't know my way around here. Is there like a? Trying to think of like what the right word is, like a really skilled surgery around here, or hospital, doctor, whatever you call them here. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Should be able to find a physician easily enough if you're not looking for anything magical.
Preferably someone who can deal with a Kalishtar. I don't know if we're very common.
You are not?
Figured not.
I'm afraid I don't think that I have an answer for you, but you could start by just finding a clinic and inquiring. They would probably have a better idea than I would.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Well then, he stands up. If there's nothing else, until next we speak. Second chances. And as he walks away, he waves to you. Kieran. And you see he stops over towards Zana, and they exchange a few words before he leaves.
Are you all right, Roz?
Yeah. I haven't been able to talk to my quarry spirit now in, well,
Might have physical effects.
since I came here. I mean, between that and sitting in the stomach of a blood toad and a gelatinous cube very recently, yeah, I feel like I should probably have someone take a look. I don't know what the effects of being detached from your quarry spirit for too long are, and it's just, I don't know, it worries me.
Fair enough.
We're still connected, you hear in your head.
Rosalind thinks back towards Light, and she does not speak out loud for once. She thinks back towards her. Yes, Light, I was lying. Thank you.
I'd get better at it.
I have
She,
no reason to insight, so.
She kind of like winces a bit.
You alright?
Is there anything you needed, Light?
Oh, sorry.
No, just letting you know we are always connected, in case you weren't aware.
Well,
Light's getting jealous.
that's true. I was not aware of that. I thought I kind of had to like establish. Wait a minute. So when you hang up on me, you're just sitting there quietly ignoring me?
There's no response.
Light's getting jealous. I love it.
She kind of like Rosalind just gives a look that's like, okay.
I have no reason to insight Roz, so I will not.
She
I
turns
do.
back to the group. Sorry, had a conversation with my sister.
Ah.
Wasn't much of one.
Okay.
Is she all right? You seem
She-
irritated.
She's fine. She's just reminding me.
Make an insight check, Roz.
That's one of my worst stats. Insight and perception, my good old plus zeros. That is a 19, however.
Nice. There we go.
You didn't get a sense of jealousy or even any sort of malice.
Right.
This is the first time that she has ever said anything to you first.
Unprompted. Yeah.
that's
And
true.
there was actually maybe a hint of playfulness.
Aw.
Okay.
Cute.
It's interesting.
Like,
She,
like at first it's kind of very much like, oh, you bitch. But then you're kind of like,
yeah.
wait a second.
Hey, wait a minute.
Was she making fun of me?
Yeah, was that banter?
Yeah.
Huh. Rosalind kind of smiles at that. She shakes her head. She's in a better mood. Yeah. So if we're all good, if you don't mind, I'm actually going to go look for a clinic and see if I can't figure that out.
Let us know if you need if there's anything that comes of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I kind of glance over. Did Zana already leave?
Nope, she's sitting there.
Okay.
Oh, well then before we go, I think we should go over talk to her probably.
Yeah, let's not swarm her, I
No,
guess.
that's fair.
So
But,
you're approaching her as a group?
Well, I'd like to approach her. I don't know if not everybody has to. I guess that'll be up to other people.
I'll just be around. I'm not gonna like fucking sit there and
Yeah.
gawk at her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rosalind will go over with me.
I think it might. I don't. Hermia, do you want to come or do you want to stay?
Oh, where?
We're gonna go talk to Zana real quick.
Oh, I'll come.
Okay. The three of us then will approach, I guess.
All right, so as the three of you approach, she does stand up kind of nervously and looks around like maybe she wants to leave, but she doesn't.
Stays. Rosalind nods. Well, I'll say to you what I said to him. You are always welcome to join us. We would very much like to have you along. You can help us close the portals. You could help us save a lot of people.
She looks past you, Roz, to the little tousled-haired cherub boy that seems to be coming up behind you.
Mhm.
Do you all want me around?
I think you and Kieran need to sit and have a conversation at some point.
Hello, my name's Frankie.
God.
Well, when he's ready to do that, let me know. And she turns to
That's
walk
fair
away.
enough.
Okay. I'll kind of turn to Frankie.
Rosalind doesn't want to have this conversation. She's going to go leave to look for the clinic.
Okay.
What's your passive perception, Roz?
0.
10.
Perfect.
The answer's
10,
10.
sorry, yeah. 10.
Okay.
Your modifier 0.
No wisdom, no intelligence on Roz.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so Roz leaves to go find a clinic or a physician.
Is Freddy still there? Did you leave, Kieran?
No, Frankie's
No,
there.
but you said
Frankie,
something
sorry.
to me, so I.
Okay, sorry. Okay. It would be for the best if the two of you maybe came to terms.
Over my dead body.
Okay. What exactly happened? I don't think all of us really know, just that the two of you had some kind of a row. A row, excuse me.
I don't know. Me, look, I wouldn't be opposed to it,
Okay.
but I just wish you'd be a little nicer about it. Like, why is she just putting this on me? You know? Like, well, if Kieran wants to come here and apologize to me, like, excuse me. I wasn't the only one who did wrong here. I killed no one. Excuse you.
Well, what is it that... Do you know what she wants you to apologize to her for? It might be a good start.
Oh yeah, not everyone knows about that.
No, only Roz.
Only Roz does.
She kept your secret.
So.
Let's go to the group. Come on. All sit
yeah.
down. All right, I bring it back to Leo and Hermia.
A bird flies up and lands in the middle of the table. Coo, coo. Coo, coo.
All right. The whole gang's here.
Tink, tink, tink,
No
tink, tink.
freaking leaf. I couldn't even see you.
Coo, coo.
Thank you, Leaf. Now, maybe you mind cueing us in as to what exactly happened between you two? Might be a good start.
No, she just approached me while I was alone, and I don't know. I was just, well, so you know how everyone's been having dreams and whatnot, and then I told you guys one time that I had a dream about the assassin and her girlfriend.
Oh, right. Yes, I do recall that.
Yeah, so I don't know why I just turned into her likeness.
You turned into her
And
dead
I
girlfriend?
And I forgot she was dead. So yeah, and then she got really mad, and you know me, like, it's like a defense mechanism. When someone gets really hostile, I'm like, haha, I'm gonna be smooth and coy and just be so cool, and then I guess I came off like a dick.
Okay. Well,
But and she wasn't listening to you guys before. I was a little annoyed about that because you guys were trying to tell her, and she's like, yeah, right, I'm gonna go kill some people. So
Okay. Well, I know she approached you first for a reason, I'm guessing. But it sounds like you made a disguise of her dead girlfriend.
it's not.
I'm sorry?
It's not my best work. I know.
By far. Like, if you're trying to win over a girl, you don't turn into their ex.
I'm not trying to win her over or anything. I don't know. I've never been approached in the night like that. It was very scary. So I was just like,
Okay.
But-
I think it's pretty obvious what she's expecting of you. And I am inclined to agree with her on that one.
What about you, Rosalind?
Coo, coo.
She's not.
Rosalind left. She was not having any part of that conversation. She's already had that conversation.
Yeah. All I know is the two of you had a bad conversation, which I'm now understanding why. And I guess Roz was able to smooth it over enough to make it she doesn't completely avoid us. So
Well,
it's
that's
really
the thing. Like, why can't she just like, okay, sure, we don't vibe, but she can be cool with the group, right?
well.
Like, you ever have a group of friends and it's just like there's just that one that you're like maybe not the closest with, but it's fine because you guys have a lot of mutual
Well,
friends.
this isn't
right?
about
Robbie,
her.
if you say Callie, I swear to God.
This isn't about you being the closest with her. It's about admitting you hurt her feelings.
Yeah, just say you're sorry that
You don't
you're
have to be
stupid.
friends, and she may not be friends with you, but I think this is just more of admitting that you were a dick.
And don't ever do that.
Okay.
Don't show up. Yeah, you think of that. Just
Leaf turns back
Kieran?
into himself. What would Maeve do?
I know, Leaf. I know.
What is Kieran's face right now?
Just this.
Oh, I can't hear. Oh.
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 Am I
What the
off?
hell?
No, I can hear you.
Sorry, no, Discord booted me out for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
No, Sarah can't hear.
I didn't hear anything that was stated after my don't be a dick.
Leaf just turned back into himself and said, what would Maeve do?
Got it.
And I was just like, I know. It's. Man, this sucks. Just kick the cement or whatever we're on.
Kick the
Rob.
book
Just
under the desk.
pat him on the back. It's like, this is what growing up is.
Like it. I don't like it.
All right, well, we're going to jump back over to Roz here real quick. As Roz, you are attempting to look for a
How did that happen?
clinic or a facility of some sort. So go ahead
Yes.
and give me an investigation check.
All right, I will spend an inspiration because, yeah, that was a nat 1 and that was a 16. So
yeah,
thank
you're going
God.
to need... Look, it's not a hard one, but you're definitely better than a natural one.
Yeah, so I got a 16.
Yes, so easy enough. So with the 16, you kind of start to ask around a little bit, and people point you off to sort of various ones. And heading down a few blocks, you do find a clinic. Just the Dawn Fathers clinic, essentially, is all it is. It doesn't look like it's probably gets a ton of funding. It looks like sort of maybe volunteer sort of basis or whatnot. Heading inside, there's sort of like a waiting type room. Then there's a long curtain, and you hear there's quite a bit sort of going on the other side. But just inside, you see a dwarven lady sitting there with a little kid who seems to have a bandage sort of wrapped around his knee, kind of starting to bleed through a little bit. There's sort of an elderly man there who's kind of coughing as well. And just at this point, you see someone, elvish woman, comes out from behind the curtains with a clipboard, kind of looks up and goes, have you been helped yet?
Oh no, sorry, I just came in.
You're not bleeding or dying already right now or anything like that, are you?
No, nothing like that.
All right, then go ahead and take a seat and we'll be with you when we can.
Actually, I just had a question real quick. I do need to get checked for something, but I'm gonna need someone who knows something about Kalishtar, and I was wondering if you could maybe point me in the right direction.
Just give me a minute.
Sure,
Mr.
of course.
Elias, and she kind of points to the old man. He gets up and kind of follows her back.
Rosalind hates surgeries, by the way. She looks super uncomfortable.
So you're just kind of standing there waiting. Like little dwarf boy is just kind of like looking at you. You see tears in his eyes. He's kind of like wiping them.
She'll lean down and cure wounds him.
Okay, and doing so, he kind of stops for a minute and then starts like moving his knee. And the mother's like, "What was that? What did you just do?"
Oh, sorry. I can do some basic healing magic, and she just shows cure wounds.
She takes the bandage off and kind of wipes away the dried blood, and it's completely cured. And she goes, "Are you okay? Do you feel anything, Thomas?" And he's like, "No, it feels good now. It doesn't hurt anymore." Thank you. And she reaches into a coin purse and offers you some silver.
No.
This
No,
is what we
not
would have.
I know that not for healing a kid. No.
Thank you. And she kind of pops up and run off and leave.
Mm-hmm. She nods and just watches them go for a minute before leaning back against the wall to wait.
You just did that to jump the line.
Wow, the most pessimistic take.
So eventually, an older gentleman, human, comes out. You the one asking about Kalishtar?
Yes. Hi, I'm Rosalind.
All right. Well, what seems to be the problem exactly? I don't think anyone here necessarily has experience with your kind, but they're also very rare, so I'm not sure that I know
No, that's
any
that,
colleagues to necessarily direct you to.
That's fair. I need to get tested for a potential illness that I might have that's unique to Kalishtar.
All right. Can you describe the illness to me?
Yeah. It's inherited from your parents, potentially. It coagulates your blood until it's too thick for your heart to pass it, and you die.
All right. Well, what I could suggest to you, I mean, you're obviously welcome to seek second opinions and check out some other clinics. The majority of what we do, though, is volunteer basis. We don't have access, to any magics or whatnot. So you could also look into potentially, perhaps seeking out clerics at some of the major temples. But if it is blood related, I do have a. It's been several years since I've had contact with him, but I have a colleague who last I knew resides in Sadash, who isn't a professional by any means, but dabbles in hemocraft, which generally tends to be frowned upon by many of our colleagues in our practice, but
Where I come from, too. No one dabbles in hemocraft.
it's perhaps might be your best bet. I'm afraid as far as Kalishtar go, they are awfully rare, and so not a lot is known about them. But I could
Kind of figured.
give you his information if you might find your way. I know it's a bit out of the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not from around here. Where is Zadash?
Zadash is to the south through the Zemni fields, a bit further past Barrel Bend. It's about a week's travel or less, depending on if you're on foot or taking a cart or horses. Give me a moment. What was this? I'll be right back. And he disappears.
Sure.
Back
Thank
through
you.
The curtain.
I pinged it.
Yeah, I see it. Just Rosalind doesn't know where it is.
That's fine. I was just excited I finally found something on the map for once. I'm so bad at that. I appreciate your pings. I'm trying to write in our locations document.
He comes back a few minutes later with a small parchment and hands it to you. And on it, you see the name Byron Otojevic.
Otojevic.
Which, let me drop that in there for you.
Thank you.
Is a half-orc gentleman. I believe his father or uncle maybe was part of some secret monster hunting organization, or he always bragged about it as where he learned what he learned. But if you don't have any luck here in the city finding anyone, I would see if you could search out someone who has a bit of knowledge in blood magic, but be careful who you ask about that, obviously.
Of course. Yeah. No. Yeah. I will. You said the clerics. Oops. Sorry.
What? Sorry.
Oh, the boy. I'm sorry. I cured him.
Yes, there was. Oh.
I can do some basic healing magic. Sorry about that.
Oh no. It's fine. It's good for him. All right. Well, was there anything else that I could help you with then, Miss?
I don't think so. Is there a temple for healing around here I could go check out?
Any of them, really. I believe there's a temple to the Changebringer a few blocks down that way. There's one of the Dawnfather the other way, if you have any preference one way or the other. I believe back up near the archives, there's one of Corlan as well, so take your pick.
I'll go to Changebringer, actually. That'd be fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course, glad to help.
And yeah, she'll nod politely and she'll make her way down to a Temple of the Changebringer. Did not know that you could have one of those in Rexentrum.
Shit, is the Changebringer not Empire approved?
I don't think so.
Shit, I lied. All right, Corlan was the one that he had mentioned.
Corlan, all right.
Yeah.
So she doesn't recognize any of the other god names, and she's just like, cool. And she picks whichever one's closest, and we'll go towards that.
We'll say that's the Dawnfather.
Okay, she'll head to the Temple of Dawnfather then.
All right, so the rest of you, what would you like to do next, or where would you like to go? Are we still berating Kieran for not being a good adult?
Oh, I don't know if we have to berate him. Karen, are you gonna apologize? Are we on the same page? I don't know where the conversation was. Okay.
If she's mean to me, though, I can't control what I'm gonna say.
Would it help you if someone was with you?
No, you're right. I should just... Because they'll probably say something like, oh, you need to be babysat, don't you?
I don't think she's gonna make fun of you. She's too pissed to make fun of you. She'll probably kill you.
Okay. I'll talk to her tonight. I don't know. Do we have time? Do we have to do anything today?
Nothing's really pressing today.
Not today. Tomorrow we're going to be speaking our decisions with the mission and probably packing up to leave soon after. So before tomorrow, preferably.
So I have to meet today.
That's right.
I'll just I'll go talk to her now.
Okay.
If you can find her. I need to go find my sister, though. So you guys are gonna be good on your own.
Why would you say that in front of him? Now he knows you have a sister.
What?
I thought he already knew I had a sister.
Either way, unless your sister apparently has a hit on you, I think you'll be okay.
True, but I still need to know if she's at the old place or at a new place that I didn't get a fucking address to.
That seems like a bad call, but I think that makes sense. You would like to know where your house is. I'm sorry?
But
Nothing, I was shit talking.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I didn't either, I'm sorry. But with that being said, I need my per diem from the rock.
Ah, yes, of course. 4,000. I will give you. We have plenty of gold, so here, take 400 gold.
Be enough.
Sorry, I didn't want to do math. We right now have 4,402, so here's 400.
That's even after dropping all that money at the spa.
Yeah.
And after Rosalind losing 400.
We also still have the 2 rubies and 1 diamond that we haven't technically sold, but that should be added to that. I just hadn't yet.
I am being way too generous.
I shouldn't have said anything, even though it's public.
Magic item shopping.
They don't have magic items here, otherwise I totally would.
There might be. You haven't. I think you tried to look around one time and wasn't able to find anything. But Rexentrum is the biggest city in the Empire, so it's very possible.
That's fair. We could try. Okay. There's your goal. That good?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll probably meet back up at the Flounder Pounder.
Yeah, for sure. You know how to find us.
All right.
And then Kieran, I know it sucks, but don't turn into Mira ever again.
Well, I get that part. I understand that now. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So Rosalind's heading to a temple. Leo's
Yes.
going to find where his new house is. Maeve, Kieran, Hermia. What are y'all doing?
Kieran, do you need help finding Zana? Otherwise, I will probably try to see if I can find magic items. Or actually, I have something else I might want to do too, but the others can go first.
I mean, if you think you have time, I don't know. She'll
I have-
probably like
Best
run
friend
away
Kieran.
from.
I can help you find her.
That's true. Leaf could help you.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. He turns into a greyhound with a leaf head. In this form, I cannot speak. Bark, bark.
Right. That is the strangest wolf I've ever seen. All right. Well, I will trust that you two will figure it out.
He
I'm
starts
trusting you with this.
Sniffing the ground.
Kieran, if it helps, you just have to say you're sorry for what you did, and I think that will be enough.
I sure hope so.
Bark, bark. Bark, bark. And Leaf
All right,
kinda
Leaf's-
nudges you
Leaf's
and
get-
starts sniffing the ground and takes off.
All right, Hermia, what would you like to do?
I'm good for whatever.
I will first look for magic items. I also want to. I don't know really how to find a lead right now, but I also have that journal, so I might also do kind of a quick asking around maybe. But let's do the shopping first to see if I get lucky. That's an investigation, right?
Yep, go ahead and make an investigation.
All right. I only get +1, but I have advantage, so at some point this should be lucky for me.
15.
15.
I got 15.
All right, so it's gonna probably take you an hour or so, both looking around and then asking around. A lot of people start pointing you in the direction of the Shimmer Ward, which makes sense.
Sure.
You know, magic items are going to be a little bit more on the expensive side. So sort of right on the cusp of the Mosaic and the Shimmer Ward, you do end up finding a shop called Illuminations and Machinations. And upon entering it, you are greeted by two siblings, twins, both elves. Hard to sort of tell the two of them apart. They do, obviously being twins, but make a insight check for me.
Okay. The heck? 11? I
Okay,
rolled a low.
yeah. So they look almost identical to one another as you enter, and you are immediately greeted by one of them. Welcome to Illuminations and Machinations, your destination shop here in Rexentrim for all things magical. My name is Luna. Is there anything that I can help you with today?
Well, I'm just glad to have found you, and I'm gonna be browsing a little bit, but Hermia, if there's something you're looking for.
I'm just browsing too.
Okay.
Well, if there is anything that either of you need, and they're very, very close to you as they're sort of saying this, like, kind of like in your space, and kind of like straightens your cloak out a little bit, and just kind of gives like a little dusting on your shoulders, and kind of gives you a bit of a smile. If there's anything that you need, you can let me or my brother, and she motions over to the other one, Soul here. Either of us would be glad to help either of you.
Oh, sun and moon. How quaint. She nods. So, do they have any weapons or armor of any kind?
Yes, there is quite a bit in here. What specifically is it that you're looking for? Or even generally?
I'm gonna just see. I don't even know if I can get it. Do they have a magic is it longbow that I use? Longbow, that's what I use.
Yeah, there are a few archery implements as well as crossbows that you see up on the wall behind the counter.
What do they do? Are they all +1 or?
Like to ask?
I would like to ask. I'd like
like
to
to
ask
ask?
about the bows.
Saul or Luna?
I'll ask Luna.
Okay. So,
my dog.
so you do that thing where you go to the shop, you're like, we're just looking, and then as soon as they walk over and start talking to someone else, you're like, actually,
Actually, come on over here.
a little bit of help here. Yes, I'm sorry, I don't believe I got either of your names.
I'm Maeve.
Maeve
Hermia.
and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, are you a pallet elf?
Yes, that's correct.
And a summer eladrin if I have ever seen one.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you from Singorn by chance?
No.
Brother,
Xanthia.
Interesting. Never been. I've always wanted to. My brother and myself are from Singorn ourselves. Once upon a time, been here in the Empire for quite some time now. But I'm so sorry. What is it that I can help you with? I see you eyeing some of our archery weapons here.
Yes, I was just curious what you have, what you can show me.
Well, if you're just looking for a basic enchantment, which will give a minor boost to both your accuracy as well as the amount of harm that you're able to inflict, we have that for you. Those are 1,500 gold apiece. Or if you're looking for something a bit more... Oh, how does Sol always put it? Looking to have a bit more control on the battlefield, and she goes behind the... counter and reaches up and takes a bow that seems to be made of a dark wood, but around where the grips are sort of on the middle of the blade has a silver casing around it and what looks to be probably Elven or Eladrin runes etched into it in silver from there all the way down to the tip with a pearlescent string on it. Places this in front of you. This, once per dawn, you can imbue an arrow with the power of entangling roots. That will then, the enchantment apparates upon contact with your intended target.
Interesting. What's, I'm scared to ask, what's that one's price?
Normally 4,000, but since this is your first time here, and I like the energy the two of you are giving, 3,000.
Oh, jeez. That's very... I see. Thank you. That is very kind of you.
I was like, I gotta eat into that bank. Holy shit.
I can't do that. I can't eat it in just by myself. That would be rude. It's the party's bank. But thank you. That is...
Sorry, magic items ain't cheap.
I know they are cheap. That's totally fine. I just needed some reference. I just needed a reference. Well, thank you. That's incredibly kind of you. Do you have special arrows?
Yes. We could look into getting you, again, minor enchantment for accuracy as well as damage inflicted. 100 gold per. And then we also have those enchanted with fire, ice, and I believe there might be a third. Acid, I believe. Fire, ice, and acid. Those are 200 each. And upon contact, they deal extra damage in correspondence to the element.
Is it like 100 or 200 per arrow, literal?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, just making sure.
And just for player knowledge, essentially the way that we would handle it is that when you fire them, if you remember to retrieve them, there's a chance they may still be intact.
Got it. Good to know. See, thank you. I'm gonna mull over these for a moment. Hermia, was there something you wanted help to find?
No, I'm good.
We also have various types of jewelry, cloaks, and capes that
I would love to look at those.
that add to your defensive capabilities. Amulet of protections, ring of protections, cloak as well. We have specifically what I think might work for you if you are an archer, and she takes out these long silver bracers that go from the wrist almost up to the elbow to a point are inscribed with various sigils and runes of elven descent. These are bracers of defense for 1,000 gold, so long as you don't wear heavy armor. These will increase your defense.
Oh. I see. Thank you. I definitely am going to consider that, as that's a price I can work with.
And then, of course, if you are the adventuring type, which I get the vibe that you are, we do also have several potions.
Thank you. We may look at those for a moment. Okay, let's see. I am taking a look. Hermia, if there's something else you wanted to look at, I am probably... Hold on. How much money do I have myself? Because I do have money. I have 464 gold myself, so I actually would be able to get the bow without not the really good bow, without eating our loot too badly. Or I could get bracers.
I think you should get the +1 bow.
The +1 bow.
Mm-hmm.
What's Robbie? Are you allowed to tell me like mechanically what these things do?
Yeah, so the bracers of defense, I believe, increase your AC by 2, so long as you are wearing no armor and using no shield.
Okay. That would be nice. Get my AC to 18.
And then...
Not wear armor.
I wear light armor. Doesn't it say if you wear non-heavy armor?
Technically it says no armor, but I'm going to say
Oh.
you can wear those with light armor is fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The bow is just a +1 bow, so it'd be +1 to attack and damage. And
Okay.
then the other bow that I had mentioned, once per day you can cast entangling roots. I think it's called entangling roots. Is that right? Or sorry, entangle.
Entangle. Okay. Ooh, that's a hard one. I think. Okay. Well, people hate me if I take 1,100 from the bank.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I think I want the bow actually.
Okay.
All right. I will give her. It's 1,500.
Yep.
All right. Let me just do some quick math here, and I'm gonna give her 1,500.
All right, and she presents the bow to you, so you can go ahead and look up. I think basically you'd be looking up magic weapon +1 and then choose bow for it, but that should be
Okay.
D&D Beyond, easy enough.
Easy enough. Yep. I'm just doing 4, 6, 4. Oops, sorry. I don't know how to do math. I'm so sorry. I'm doing the math, but I think I got it.
All
6,
right.
4 minus.
Was there anything that you wanted to look for, Hermia?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I just gave myself an extra like 200 gold out of here, so that's why the number here is a little bit less.
Yeah. So Hermia, as you're just kind of wandering around, as you know, Maeve is like doing the transaction. Anytime you get near another sword, you just hear in the back of your mind, "Don't even think about it." All right. Well, let's pop back over to Leo then. You are able to return to where you normally were, and sure enough, your sister had left a message with one of the neighbors for you since you were out of town, and she gives you the address, which is in a pretty decent neighborhood in the Mosaics, and is actually only a few blocks away from the Rexentrum archives.
Oh, dope. I'll head up there.
So yeah, as you get there, it is still a apartment-esque, like it's basically up sort of on top of a butchery down below. But heading up, it is unlocked, and as you head in, Halesna is there. And well, are you sneaking in, or?
I'm gonna sneak in, yeah.
Go ahead and make a stealth check for me then.
$17 plus 11.
Okay, easy enough. So yeah, you're able to easily slip in through the door and kind of sneak in, and it's a pretty nice place. Seems to be 4 rooms in here. You can see that all of your stuff has been packed up and it's just in boxes in there. But it seems like, as well as another room, which you assume will probably be Triv's room, things are also not unpacked in there yet. But sort of the main room, sort of kitchen area, and you can hear your sister in what must be her room as well. And as you kind of sneak in looking around, there's any sign of Triv. And you see her in there reading through a book of some sort.
Just at her door, jingle the coin purse.
She kind of jumps a bit and looks. Oh, Leo. Did you just get back from your trip?
We had a day. Well, we got in last night. It was too late to come find you guys. I'm sorry, but...
All right. Well, what do you think of the new place?
It's big.
I've been here for about a week now, and I have yet to hear a murder outside, so upgrade.
Great.
Very much so. How much a month is this, though?
50 gold a month. So we still
Here's-
have plenty from the last time. But if you're going to be gone for any extended, amount of time like you were, if you could leave a little bit behind, that'd be nice.
Here's 400 more.
Wow. Yeah, keep this up, and who knows, maybe we could even move into the Shimmer Ward one day.
Let's hold off onto that when it's more consistent, because this next journey is probably going to be...
It was a joke. But you already have another job lined up?
Two of them, actually. It depends on which way the group wants to go.
All right. I don't suppose one of them is going to take you to Zadash.
We might pass through Dash if we go one route, but we're probably not going that way. Why?
Well, Triv was supposed to be back a lot faster than you. If you remember, she was leaving, I believe, the night before you did, and she was only supposed to be gone for a week, and I have yet to hear anything from her. I know that obviously her work is fluid, but I'm still worried,
So she's been gone for 4 days without checking in with anybody.
Yeah, again, she was supposed to be back within a week. I guess it's been about I think it's been about 7 days since she was supposed to be back. And no, I haven't gotten anything, which isn't entirely out of the ordinary, but I just feel better if you have maybe some way to check on her.
I can figure something out, but I can't promise anything.
That's all right, I understand.
But do you know any of her contacts by name? People I could go ask?
I mean, she works for the Adrian Adventurers Guild. I know that sometimes, her work has her working with myriad adjacent contacts, which I don't care to know much about, but I don't know.
Well, I'll go check on who I know and see if we can get somebody out there. If not me.
All right, thank you.
I kind of just sulk away and go look at my room for a minute before I head out again.
Okay. Roslyn,
Yes.
you come up to the Temple of the Dawnfather.
Nice.
Outside the front of this temple, you see a depiction of a large sun. Underneath it, it says "All Hail Corona."
She goes I heard that guy's an incel.
Yeah, JK. No, underneath it, you see inscribed in various languages. You see, "Be ever vigilant for evil. Help relieve the suffering of the innocent. Deliver the light of Palor where darkness dwells."
She'll enter as politely. She'll look around, see if anyone else is observing any customs upon entering that she should be aware of, but she'll make her way in and look for an abbot or a cleric.
Yep. So as you walk in, there are plenty of pews. You see what must be the likeness of the Dawnfather, with this large sun behind him. His arms are sort of outstretched as though he's giving the light unto his followers. Several people sitting here praying, a few sort of exchanging words, and as you enter, an older gentleman, Elvin, sort of sees you and seems to wrap up his conversation with someone and walks towards you and goes, "My child, how can I help you today? I see that you are a follower of the Changebringer."
Oh, she forgot. She looks down at her shield. Oh, I forgot. Yes, I am.
It's probably better to find a cover for the shield when you are within at least within Rexentrim or some bigger city such as Zadash. Vondra is not looked kindly upon here.
I understand. It is not Avandra's business that brings me here today, though. I won't take too much of your time. I guess, to be blunt, I was wondering if I could make a tithe to the temple in exchange for if one of your clerics could do a detect disease spell.
Of course, yes. But please, right this way then. And he takes you sort of up front towards the just underneath where the statue is. Is there some ailment that you suffer from specifically? Knowing a bit more about the details can help in cases like this.
Well, I don't actually know that I'm suffering from. I'm trying to find out, actually. It's a blood disease.
Well, we don't necessarily have a way to detect that sort of thing. Tithe for 30 gold, and we could still perform the magic on you, and hopefully it will at least help to assuage whatever your ailment might be.
Oh, yeah. I'm literally asking him to detect poison and disease. It's a first level cleric spell.
Oh, it's a detect, not just... Okay.
Yeah, it's detect poison and
Gotcha.
disease.
Yes, for 30 gold, and that will cover the requisite materials needed for such a thing.
She puts down 50 gold and just nods.
He takes out a circular pendant with a sun, depiction of the sun, same thing you saw out the front of it, and begins to sort of mutter under his breath as he sort of lays a hand on your shoulder, and you feel nothing at first, but then this warmth from where his hand is slowly begins to emanate through your body, and he keeps chanting these words over and over and over, and you see him kind of wince a bit, and then after a moment he opens his eyes and goes, I can't say for certain what it was. For the most part, I've detected nothing but good and light within you, but there was a pang of something, nothing I've felt before, so I can't say for certain if it is a disease or not, but just
as an aside, if you're saying that this particular illness is beyond the scope of the spell, that's fine, but detect poison and disease should tell them exactly what the disease is.
Yeah,
that's fine. Okay, cool.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
A presence, perhaps, something otherworldly. It may be a bit beyond my scope here, I'm afraid.
Otherworldly. Well, that doesn't sound like Kalashtar blood rot, so that sounds maybe a good thing.
Kalashtar. First I've met one of your kind.
Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot. Apparently not a lot of us around here.
Very rare indeed. You hear in your head, he could be detecting me.
She thinks back. Yeah, unfortunately, that could be it. I'm gonna have to find a way to get us to Zadash, she thinks back to her.
There's something wrong with your blood?
Maybe. I don't actually know. My parents both died of a blood disease and I got a 50-50 shot of having it.
Is there a cure?
No.
Well, does it matter?
More than you know. Because if I've only got a year left, I'd like to know.
Look for a blood mage. They'd have more knowledge than this.
Yeah, I'll reach out to Kalen if I can find him. She looks. Sorry, go ahead.
He just looks at you expectantly.
Yep, she looks politely to the father and nods. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. May you walk in the light of the dawn, Father.
She nods. She does feel a little bit better that he didn't detect anything immediately, but she doesn't know if that matters.
As you are leaving, you hear
yeah.
another voice waiting for you outside. Don't think that I took you for the religious type. And you see Zana.
She glances over at Zana.
You're not very
I do
perceptive.
No. I've been told that's not my strong point. No, I'm not the religious type. I was trying to get a favor done.
She just
What
kind of
brings you?
seemed very awkward.
She nods. What can I do for you, Zana?
I'm not sure. Mr. Black wants me to travel with all of you.
You say why?
Wants us to strengthen this power that the Oracle has given us, and thinks that as a group it would go faster. I don't know if that's true or not.
He may not be wrong. Our bond has strengthened since we started this.
You had mentioned dreams back at the Flounder Pounder.
Mm-hmm.
How often do all of you have them?
Every other night, every third night. Hard to tell.
All of you?
No, I've only had one.
She seems troubled by that.
Are you dreaming more often than that?
Nearly every night, unless I'm within the same city as you. When you arrived in Baisei Tile, they eased.
What did you see?
I've seen a lot.
Hmm.
I think it might
Well,
be the Oracle's way of trying to push us together.
then you may know more about us than we know about each other at this point.
Probably.
And yet you're not standing here ready to kill us, so that's probably a good sign. Can't be all bad what you're seeing.
Make an insight check.
Inspo. We'll say 11.
She kind of turns away from you a bit, hiding something. You're not sure what. So when are you leaving town, and to where?
Rosalind kind of rubs her temples at that. I think Shattergrad is where they've decided. We've decided we want to go first, although now I need to try and convince them to go to Zadash. So that's great.
It's in the opposite direction.
I'm aware.
It's in Zadash.
Someone who might know how to do medicine on a Kalishtar?
All right. Guess I'll talk to you later then.
You're not going to come with us?
I will get a room at the Flounder Pounder in case you decide you're going elsewhere. Otherwise, I will meet you in Eurosa.
What's in Eurosa?
She kind of pauses for a minute. Right. It is the town nearest to Shattengrad that you would likely want to stop off at before heading there, if you're taking the main road the whole way. Beyond Eurosa is Pride's Rock Road, and that is just outside of the ruins.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Don't know my way around.
Yes.
Well, Then I guess we'll see you there. You should go with us though.
Bark, 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 bark.
Rosalind
And the two of you
closes
turn
her
in
eyes,
on-
and the look on her face says, "God damn it!"
As are you still in little Frankie's body, Kieran?
I'm riding Leaf.
You're yep, and you see riding on the Leaf Greyhound is little Frankie. And as you close your eyes and say that, Zana face palms.
All right. I guess this is as good a chance as any. Hello, Kieran. How are you?
I will talk to you later. And Zana turns to leave.
Rosalind reaches out and grabs her shoulder. No, you're gonna stay with me for a moment.
Yeah, well, yep. So she attempts to instinctively twist out of it, but rolled a natural 1, so you get a pretty. So you get a pretty decent grip on her, but as she turns back towards you, you do notice the small pistol that she used to deafen you last time does like pop out into her hand, but she pushes it back up into her sleeve and pushes you off. Don't do that again.
Give us a moment. Kieran, how are you?
It's Frankie.
Stumbled off. Leaf.
Apologies. Frankie, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
She glances back at the temple for a moment. As well as can be, apparently. Hey, look, it's Zana! Wow, crazy.
Zana does not seem
I
amused.
know.
And then Kieran's gonna say,
Can I talk to you?
Out loud. In
"Oh,
private?
to Zana."
No,
Oh.
Zana says out loud to you.
Mm. Yeah, in front.
Sure.
Rosalind will look to Leaf and go, "Hey, Leaf, can you show me where I can get some waffles? I am dying for some waffles. I need waffles or I will die."
I cannot speak while in animal form. Bark, bark.
You can hear while you're in animal form, right?
Bark, bark.
I just pet Leaf's head.
Thanks, buddy.
Not gonna get my waffles, am I?
Bark, bark.
Rosalind is gonna pick up Leaf and just walk away with him.
Okay.
There's a look on her face that says, maybe Kalashtar blood rot won't be so bad.
That's the sound he makes.
Zana just looks at you. Where to? Frankie.
That's a good. Yeah. I like it. I think I could, pass by. It's the unnoticing eye.
You could use some lessons.
Okay, look. I'm trying, okay? At least I try different things. I'm sorry. No, that's not. Okay, let's just.
And I just try to lead her to a private alleyway.
Okay, she follows.
And I specifically go so that I'm in the corner.
So that she's the one who has like the easy exit, basically.
Yeah. Like I want her to feel, even though she's the murderer, I want her to feel.
Oh my god.
Just transform back into myself.
So, I overheard the conversation with your employer, and the others were suggesting to me that I right a wrong that I did to you.
Is she just stone cold?
And
And is there anyone walking by?
no, you
To
seem
the
to
street
be
that's
you seem to be
connected.
pretty secluded.
I'm sorry. I forgot that she had passed. And that sounds very stupid, and it is. Just, there was also Roz's Mira, so whenever we discussed Mira, it just... Because we were looking for her for quite a bit, so I guess I forgot that Roz's Mira is in her world and yours is here.
You saw a memory of her
But-
and I, didn't you? And so you knew what she looked like.
Yeah, I did. I didn't look at anything though. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that.
Dead or not, you knew what she meant to me. You had some idea.
I did.
And you still
I did.
showed up
I just...
wearing her face. I have only ever met
I-
one of our kind once before, Kieran. We are seen as tools by everyone else. Doesn't matter their social standing, doesn't matter their class. They see what we are and only wonder what we can do for them. I had reached out to you because I thought that we could connect in a way that other people just don't understand. And whether you remembered that she was dead or not, you felt you had to come into that meeting wearing her face.
Kieran in his mind is just like...
Did you actually say sorry yet?
Yes.
I did.
Okay.
Yes, right at the beginning.
Yep. I accept your apology. And then she turns to leave.
Wait. I know. I just... I told you too. You're my first... I shouldn't say that. First other like me. And I didn't know how to approach it. And I'm sorry. Just spent so much time hiding it that I don't know.
She keeps walking. And vanishes into the street. So, from there, sort of fast forward through the day a little bit as all of you eventually, one by one, two by two, find your way back to the Flounder Pounder for dinner. Into your
I
usual
shove my
corner
new bow.
booth.
Oh, look at your bow. Looks nice, Rosalind will say as she walks in.
I did use some of our money in the pot. I will tell everyone how much we have left. Please do not be mad.
The money's there to be spent.
I
That's
know,
what it's
I know.
for.
I know.
Are
but
you serious, Maeve?
I'm sorry.
Leaf goes. Leaf says,
Oh my god!
at the rate that we have been acquiring gold, we could spend it even faster.
I wonder if that'll hold up.
Well, we did. Hermie and I did finally find a good magic shop in town. So
Good. Well, that's good to know. We should keep track of where that is.
yes, yeah, yeah. Hopefully, it doesn't move from its spot.
My mom told me once about a magic shop that she went to that moved to a different world after she left.
Oh,
That was weird.
that seems not efficient.
Wait,
No. Yeah. Yeah, she got a oh god. Sorry, this is a while ago. She went it was in an alley when she went there. She went there with my Aunt Drea, and she met this woman who could tell her all these different magic items that like might be relevant to her. And she got a snow globe that actually allowed her to like view memories from the past and share them with people. It was super cool.
That is quite the magic item.
Yeah, and then after she left, the person who let her there, she didn't see her again, and the shop vanished.
What did she say anything else about the woman?
Well, the woman who guided her was kind of like small, nervous, quick talking. The woman who was there though was very in control, very how to describe her. If you went to see a fortune teller, I think it would be similar.
Quite the details.
I'm sorry, it's secondhand and it was a long time ago.
No, actually, I mean that's quite the details.
Oh.
I mean it literally. That's quite specific
I just
details.
heard the story. She's like racking her brain trying to remember the name
Make a
of
history
the
check.
place. Yeah.
Yeah, no, sorry, that wasn't sarcastic. I meant quite literally. Those are quite some details.
Nat 20
You
also a dirty 20.
You recall that the shop owner's name was Hilda, and she called it the shop with no name.
Hilda, yes, and that's why I can't remember the name. It's a shop with no name. That's why.
Oh.
That's what it was.
That is ironic.
Yeah. But no, it was. She said it actually was. She said that it was the first time she found a way to connect with light and shadow again.
That is quite nice.
Mm-hmm.
Strange. Does your I've never asked you this. Does your world use different currency than our world? I assume it must.
Well, our coins don't look the same, but they do use the same metals.
Huh. Interesting.
We also trade in blood, though, so that's kind of different.
I'm sorry, what?
Well, when you if you have a regular coin, you can smear it in your blood, and then it's worth more. That's how you trade with demons. I'm fucking with you.
Okay. You got me there for a second. Anyway, my goodness.
So, by the way, sorry to bring this up and derail. I know we're going to Schottengrad. At some point, if we wouldn't mind stopping at Zadash, I actually need to go there.
Zadash.
Yeah, they said it's south. I don't know.
It is south. It would be technically on our way down to Nicodranas if I look at this map. But why do you need to go to Zadash?
There's a doctor there who deals in Kalishtar.
Oh, for your checkup?
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Kieran, can you just roll a d20 for me, please?
Last time I had to do that, I slept for 5 years.
You're gonna use that forever, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Last
Anytime someone says roll a d20.
Last time I rolled a 1 in a random roll.
Maeve.
5 years. Yes.
When Rosalind mentions, just throughout this whole story, and specifically when she mentions Hilda and the shop with no name, you see a surprised reaction from Kieran. Like, for a moment, he really, like, zones in on the conversation.
Oh.
That's it. Continue.
Oh.
But,
okay.
yeah, no, I,
You said Zadash, right?
yes, Zadash. I need to go there.
When I stopped in to see my sister, Triv hasn't come back from her last job.
Oh dear.
Oh gosh.
And her last job was in Zadash.
Oh. Well, I suppose we now have 2 reasons to go.
Okay. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna, ask you guys to drop everything and let's go save my sister's girlfriend.
Well, she's also, well, never mind. She's not my aunt, but she kind of is. It's complicated.
Well, how about this? Sorry, she was distracted for a moment, secretly talking with Kieran.
It's fair.
Well, look, the ruins of Shannongrad are closer, right? If we can maybe figure out that situation and then be on our way to Zadash, on our way to Nicodranas. I mean, right?
Yeah, that'd be that would make sense to me. Yeah.
So we're telling them we're doing both?
Yeah, I think we'll just let Astrid know that we're going to be stopping off somewhere else first, but we will be heading that way.
And if she doesn't like the timing, then
Tough.
that's all we can do. And if she's not happy about it, then, well, I guess she's not happy about it. She can tell us on the sending stone if we're taking too long.
Rosalind seems a little nervous as she asks this, but she looks at you. Maeve, I don't suppose Kalen left any way to contact you or contact him, did he?
I probably did.
I actually can't remember. How did he say that we could reach him, if any way, Robbie?
I don't think he said there was a way for you to reach him.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. He never gave me any kind of way of sending, just said that he'd find us.
Fair enough.
Do you need to speak to him?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Sorry, I don't personally have a way. I think he mostly just has a way with the group. If by some strange chance he reaches out to me, I will for sure let him know that you want to talk to him.
Thank you.
Are you all right?
It's probably nothing.
Okay.
It's probably fine.
What, like people with deadly diseases say all the time? What do you mean?
Sorry, I don't laugh.
Rosalind looks at Kieran, very, trying to read. How do you know that?
No, I'm being honest. Like, that's what they say all the time. They're like, no, it's really nothing.
Oh.
Deadly diseases?
Well, maybe. I actually don't know. Okay. My parents died when I was 5. I think I've told you that before. They died of a illness called Kalashari blood rot.
Oh gosh.
Similar. I think you all probably have blood rot here too. It's a pretty common infection, but it's easy to cure. Kalashari blood rot actually isn't like blood rot. The symptoms are just similar, so they call it that. It's a genetic disease. It passes down from parents to the kid, and both my parents died of it.
Oh.
But their quarry spirits never had it, so I'm technically 50-50 to have it. And I just turned 20, so I have to start testing for it now. And that's why I'm trying to find a doctor.
Got it. Well, I appreciate you telling us. Well, definitely going to Zadash then. You think that you hear there's a Kalashtar doctor that can...
Well, maybe. The doctor that I spoke to said he's someone who might know a bit about blood diseases. So
that's why you want to see Kaylin.
Yeah. It's if I do have it, and that's, whatever, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Y'all will still have a good year with me probably before I will have to go away.
Well, is there something that can be done for it?
In my world, blood rot's a death sentence. My parents got it when they were 35, and that's when it started showing up for them. And they, a year, 14 months later, they were dead. So,
is it a magic disease?
It's a disease of the blood. Your blood starts to coagulate and turn black, and eventually your heart can't pass it anymore. Like I say, you're pretty normal for about a year, and then it gets bad real fast, and that's it's a very painful way to die.
Roz, you don't have to answer this now, but if you do have it, do you want us to find you a way to get back?
No, I don't. If I do have it, I'm going to spend my last year if I have it, I'm going to spend my last year doing whatever I can to save my home. And then I'm going to find the most beautiful place that we see in that year and end things on my own terms.
Okay. A year then, if that's even what you have, which we don't know, as you said.
Like I say, I just have to start testing because I'm 20 now. It didn't even show up in my parents until they were 35. I could have plenty of time.
Query. If your blood is the problem, why don't we just replace it?
I need my blood.
Replace with what?
What am I going to replace it with, Leaf?
Someone else's.
That's not how that works.
Isn't that what like vampires do?
Recalibrating.
Rosalind looks distressed.
I think Lee's just pushing out ideas.
Yeah, no, I get it.
All right.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a downer. I was just going to keep it a secret, but then I remembered I promised no more secrets that might affect the party.
Well, I understand, but thank you. Speaking of which, you kept an even bigger secret from us. When was your birthday?
Well, sorry, I wasn't looking forward to celebrating it yesterday.
I think we need a round of Lucky Kieran's.
A Lucky Kieran sounds very nice right now. Thank you.
All right, a round of Lucky Kieran's for Raz's belated birthday.
So you grab yourself a round of Lucky Kieran's and spend the rest of the night celebrating. And that's where we'll go ahead and wrap up tonight's session.